Hello everybody, and welcome to my Shadowbringers playthrough, episode 0. Now, I mean episode 0 because this episode's just going to go over my character, and the two new classes, as well as whatever other new stuff that you don't actually have to do the story to mess with. I'm mainly doing this so I don't have to, go over that in the actual playthrough. So think of this as a preliminary. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna load into the game, get past these horrible queue times, and meet you where I last left off when playing. See you then. Hello everyone. It's topical because I'm a cat now. Hello everybody. So as I was saying on the title screen, this is going to be like an episode 0. Not actually getting into the story of Shadowbringers, just kind of showing off the stuff that you can do without doing that story stuff, you know. So, for instance, Dancer, what I'm wearing right now, you can get that in Limsa Lominsa, believe it or not, right next to the Aetheryte, without having to do the story. You just have to have a character up to level 60, I want to say, and have Shadowbringers installed. So that's nice. And then the other one is Gunbreaker. Same dealio, except for you get it in Gridania, right next to that Aetheryte. So yeah, Gunbreaker is, of course, the newest tank, and Dancer is the newest range DPS. Other things that have been updated include UI improvements, the Glamour Dresser has more space, and a bunch of just other small tweaks that are very nice. So yeah, since this is episode 0, we won't be getting really into the story yet. This is just kind of like a rundown of my character, Gunbreaker and Dancer, and just how I play the game, so you can familiarize yourself with what I do on this game. I have streamed this before, if you've watched those, but I haven't actually recorded this, edited it, and uploaded Final Fantasy Online content before. So yeah, that's why there's an episode 0 as well. So just to go over a few things, those are all the levels for all the classes I have. There's my attributes, my profile, all that jazz. So what I plan to do is have a friend, Kat specifically, join me on a few runs where, one, I'll be playing Gunbreaker and they'll be playing Dancer, and then we'll switch. So you can kind of see what they do from two different perspectives. So, yeah. And then I will, actually, you know what? I think that should be it. That should be good. Yeah. If I think of anything else that I want to show you, I'll do it then. So, yeah. I'm gonna do a cut here, and I'll be back inside the dungeon. See you then. Okay, everybody. We're back. Me and Kat are gonna go through Pharaoh Sirius. Mainly because the music is tight. And that's that on that. So, I'm starting off with Gunbreaker, and Kat is starting off with Dancer. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Ooh, nice. A little bit of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ooh. Now, I'm still learning, and I have no idea the rotation. I'm just kind of pressing buttons, but, you know, that's just how it be. So, what do I what do I talk about? Just, I mean, I guess I could talk about, well, what I like so far. Gunbreaker, really, from the time I've had with it, does not feel like a tank at all. If you are somebody who does not like tanking or are new to tanking, I would recommend this class because it flows so nicely. Like, all the other tanks, as you've seen with my levels, I've tried all of them, they have like a level of like stress and tension that I just don't feel with this job. Like, this flows so nicely. And it's quite a feat, believe it or not, I'd say. Ooh, excuse my tiredness. Yeah. Also, I think it's pretty awesome that, you now can have, like, just tank stance and then not tank stance. There's no, like, tank switching or anything that used to exist. It's a lot less complicated and a lot less stressful with timing. And then a bit of that. So yeah. What else? Oh, the fact that your main combo and your side combo can be done at the same time. Like, you can switch between them. I think that's pretty neat. Also, now we have charged skills, which are like, if you go through a cooldown for one, you can like do it multiple times before it has to go on full cooldown. So like, I just used Rough Divide once, but I can still use it again because I have a charge of 2. So yeah, that's a new thing. Where are we going there? Isn't there supposed to be an no, yeah, I just got confused. So there we go. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm shit with commentary with describing this job. It's just, it just feels so nice. Like, I'm just, you know, it doesn't even feel like a tank. Usually, if I was playing Warrior or Dark Knight or Paladin, I'd be like, yeah, and you have to bounce all these cooldowns, and, you know, you gotta do all this stuff. It's like, this is brand new for me as well. I'm as, like, unable to say things as, you know, the next Joe Schmo. I just am like, haha, fun. Yeah. It feels great. As you see, even though this is unsynced, you can probably get a good feeling of, like, how this works. Because, like, for instance, that skill I just did gave me Bruto Shell. It makes me fucking defense more, if that's a word. Yeah, and then I have, like, a bunch of, like, cooldowns. Like, I have a regen. I have a regen that I can put on myself and other people. I have a damage boost. Like, there's just a lot of good shit. And, you know, you have a gun. That's also a sword. That's just pretty awesome in of itself. So a little bit of this. And it's very easy to get enmity now. Get enmity now. It's very easy. Usually just one attack does it, which is much nicer than it used to be. Because before, it was a chore. This guy's almost dead. Ooh, cat, you got stunned. Here you go. Cat's not talking now, but Cat may talk later. You never know. Bum, bum, bum. Also, I do apologize for my keyboard. It is still the clicky one that I've always have. You will hear it. It's a nice keyboard. It's just uber clicky. Fuck the bells. Whee! Woo! Nice. Shoot, I'm at a loss for words. What to say now? Cat, would you like to talk and give me something to talk about? No? Okay. Oh shit, we do have to do the Aether Vials, don't we? Damn it.
That was your fault.
That was my fault. Also, everybody, this is Cat. Now talking presently. You can't just talk and then have me say that and then you not talk. But yeah, there's Cat. Cat, what's your impressions on Gunbreaker? Are you just going back to being silent?
No, I'm like
Like, you gonna do me like that?
I'm really trying.
I know. Why do I keep on opening those? There's nothing in it that we can use. Skip cutscene! Okay. You ready? Let's get this bread. Where'd you go? Thank you, game, letting me attack her finally. There we go. Choo. So, yeah, that's Gunbreaker so far, basically. Yay. Next, we will cut to the next dungeon where we will have our roles switched. See you then. Okay, we're back. Now we're in Amdapor. Cat is Gunbreaker, and I am Dancer. Dancer is ranged physical, so that means I get a bit of reach, and I've noticed that it's mostly AoEs. It's only got 4, as you can see. I kind of sectioned it off nicely between buffs, AoEs, and single target. It's AoEs, very far-reaching, very nice. But again, you have to be close up because they're AoEs, they have a set distance. While your single target has the exact same range as like Machinist or um, Bard. Also, dancing. Dancing's the thing. So, get a nice little DDR thing, and then buff. So yeah. I think Dancer's the king of AoEs. Move aside, Black Mage. Your wig has been snatched. So, I guess what to talk about with Dancer. It's very, how would I say? Light. Flowy. It's very much like, how would I say it? Not difficult, more so stressless. It feels a lot like you're just kind of having fun and enjoying yourself rather than worrying about fighting the enemies. Because you press all these buttons and you do all these cool looking animations and it's all flowy and all that stuff, and you kind of just enjoy yourself in the moment rather than focus on killing stuff. And it just so happens that the stuff that looks pretty that you like pressing actually kills stuff. Whee! Okay. Kat? Would you like to give your impression on Dancer?
Well, I feel like Dancer is a lot more versatile. Definitely a lot of buffing.
I agree, because if you didn't know, or if you have previous knowledge, Astrologen before was kind of the buff person. You drew cards at random and you'd get different buffs. Now all that has turned into just straight up just damage boosting, depending on which cards you get. Kind of boring. But I guess it makes sense when you have to make way for Dancer, who in Final Fantasy series history has kind of always been the support buff person. So now Dancer has skills that buff the party and your friends. More so than Astrologen does. Making it way more versatile. Like, I think it, although, you know, they said it wouldn't be, like, they didn't want to make it like that, a necessity on high-end teams. I'm feeling it might be a necessity on high-end teams because it is very useful. Especially if you have this thing buffing you and you have an Astrologen with damage buffs on. Oh, your DPS is insane. And then you have a ninja doing back attack, or whatever it's called, sneak attack, which gives the opponent 10% damage taken increase for 10 seconds during the burst phase of everybody's, like, attacks. That's just a lot of damage. Like, ain't no flex tape fixing that shit. Like, that's just a lot. So yeah, I'm thinking this thing's gonna be, like, a necessity. You know, one thing is Bard also was kind of a support buff-oriented class. I haven't looked at it yet in depth to see what it feels like now. Nor have I read into it, but they probably changed something on that too. I'll probably explain that later, once I find out in the actual series, not this season 0. I wonder if I should make a joke where I give an opening that's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. No, that's a lot of work. I need to not do the thing that is draining mentally, which is giving myself extra work for no reason. Any more thoughts on Dancer?
The amount of utility there in its kit and the amount of combos that they can dish out are a very nice change of pace because it gives you a lot of skills to maneuver.
You say that as I have like 20 skills able to be pressed right now, so yes. Good examples. I agree with that completely. It's like 1 second you do something and the next second you can do like a really uber powerful attack. And then next second another one opens up and you're just like, okay. So really, I guess it feels like you're dancing. One thing just leads to another. It all just becomes a flurry of steps. Also, I would like to point out that N Avant's icon looks like you're dabbing. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's weird.
Okay.
It didn't, like... The way you get the guy down is you attack the guy, and then it's supposed to, like, put a thing on you. But it didn't for some reason. Oh, now it did. Oh, and it's attacking me. Thank you. Also having this fan charge skill, so I should probably point that out. There are 2 counters on my bar in the bottom. I did that wrong. And the bottom right of my hotbar area. One is the fan. As you do actions, you have a chance to get a notch of that filled. And then the thing below it is like a countdown, and that countdown symbolizes and how much time I have until the buff that I did when I danced wears off. Also, I'd like to point out that the lighting in here really glows nicely off of what I'm wearing. Like, that's a look. If I could heal that, I would. There is no Asuna on Dancer, huh?
No, it's a healer skill.
Yeah. Well, usually some skills have like a counterpart. Like, I know Bard has one. Well, they might not anymore. But it was like it was kind of like an Asuna. Spinny, spinny. Thanks, game, for stunning me. God damn it, game. Sorry that I'm skipping the cutscene. It's just like, you know, when you've done this dungeon like 500 times, you just really get tired of seeing it. We're fighting Diabolos. This should be easy. What was that you just used? I didn't know what that was. That's new. Thank you for the healing. I'm gonna touch doors. I know I don't need to. We can kill the guy, but I just wanted to touch it. Have some healing. And he's dead. Woo! Oh boy, we probably won't see that guy ever again. That's a lie. We just won. I'm gonna dance for fun. You just use a skill that reverses you to 1 HP, didn't you? I'm just like, oh no. You're gonna leave that on me, aren't you? So that's it for episode 0, I guess? Yeah. I don't think there's anything else I need to show that doesn't involve story. So if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see during the actual showing of like the story and the playthrough, I'm planning on having it just be me, and then for dungeons and stuff, I invite Kat and some other friends, and we'll be on call and just experiencing it for the first time. But if you'd like for instance, if you enjoy Kat, which I very much do, and with their permission, we could go through just the story right next to each other in call and all that. But that's up to you guys. So I will see you in the actual series. Kat, before I end it, do you have anything you want to say?
No.
Okay. Well, see y'all later. Bye.